Welcome to Granny Women. Today we're celebrating Alton's birthday. He's 59 today, my oldest boy.
Caramel no-bake cookies and potato salad and deviled eggs.
She done real good.
Okay, you did real good. Can you say it?
Dodd's mom makes homemade zucchini relish, and that's what we put in our eggs and potato salad.
So what do we have here? This is the famous chili.
Yeah. That's
Famous
secret,
hot dog chili.
Famous secret recipe chili. And I tried to record you some when I was.
What am I
That's
so I can eat some dessert.
Oh, that's a little plate.
So what am I reviewing?
All of it.
Okay.
Alton made the chili and he's got her a video of it.
Hey guys, we're here for Alton's birthday, having a cookout here out in the hot summer day, and we've got some homemade chili that Alton makes, and then under there's some zucchini relish. So we've got all that on a good hot dog.
How's that South Carolina chili?
It's delicious.
Good.
That's like that makes it like a double-decker hot dog with all the good chili on there.
Looks good.
That's got more meat on the chili than on the hot dog. It's good. Delicious. One of my all-time favorite dilly beans. They're delicious. And be sure to check out the episode on how to can these. Also loaded down hot dog with a lot of zucchini relish. And that just makes it twice as good. There's also an episode on how to do zucchini relish, so check it out.
All right, Aunt Cindy, growing up,
I'm sitting at the cool kid table.
you're obviously at the cool kid table.
Yeah, obviously, of course.
So growing up, who was meaner, Mick or Alton?
Well, neither one really.
All right, so who took the crown? Meanest kid. Kid getting in the most trouble. All right, she votes Dixie. All right, Mick, growing up, who was meaner, you or Alton?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I got more whoopings.
You got more whoopings. All right, so he's going with him. All right. Okay, Memaw, while you're eating, who was meaner growing up, Alton or Mickey?
Alton was, but me and Mick's always got the blame for it. Daddy always put out big gardens, and he would make us work the garden. Well, he'd always make me and Mick work like a dog. Here come Mouse with a solid white buttoned-up shirt, long sleeve, with his Wrangler blue jeans on and cowboy boots to work in the garden. We'd turn around, we couldn't even get our hoe in the ground. He'd be gone. He'd snap right down that holler, and we never would see him till his garden time was over. Daddy never would say a word. Boy, he stayed on me and Mick go to get her done.
I've polled the other siblings. Which one was meaner, and got in more trouble growing up, you or Mick?
Me.
Just so you know, not a single person voted for you.
Really? I hit it good, didn't I?
Now, I did hear a story about how much you helped in the garden with your white shirt and your jeans and your boots, and then you would sometimes maybe sneak off to get out of doing the work. Is that true?
Well, yeah. I had to be ready to go. You have to be ready at all times. You never know when you might get the special phone call.
So out of your 4 kids, who got in trouble the most?
Dixie.
And out of the 2 boys, who was the biggest troublemaker?
Neither one of them.
Neither one of them. I just don't believe this. Now, they all voted Mick got in the most trouble out of the 2 boys. Do you believe that?
No. Alton was a daddy's boy, and Mick was a mama's boy. Alton's daddy could do no wrong in his eyes.
And out of the ones who got out of the most garden work, they voted Alton. Is that true?
Got out of doing it. Yeah, he doesn't have to pretty much. Unless he come in the night before with a hangover, and then he worked all day the next day because his daddy put him out there on Sunday with a white shirt, his jeans starched stiff, and probably $700 cowboy boots. And he had to work all day long, no matter if he was sober or if he was well.
Yeah. Do it for 5 seconds. Say, brother.
It said, my God, honey, you look like a nightcrawler shit slung out like I said, well, if I had a fine way to greet your wife when you get home from work,
I've never heard that.
dang. Happy birthday to you.
Well, this is your birthday present from Memaw.
You don't have to get it out of the box, or he can pick it up. Oh my goodness, how cute!
Good job. Mix Lawn Service is my sponsor.
I love that.
Pretty Women, Peterbilt.
Yeah, that's where he met Ann's. His first year's at.
That's right.
Everything is edible except for the Peterbilt.
Yeah, everything's edible.
It's all edible except for the
That's,
All the stickers and everything are edible. Sugar cane.
Alton, can you tell us why this cake?
What about the cake?
Yeah, so why are race cars kind of special?
Oh, I just growed up loving racing.
He went to races with
Best
his
hobby
diaper
that
on.
I've ever was around.
His daddy would
was
carry him
racing.
with a diaper and a bottle every weekend to a race in Ohio.
Yeah, I remember one time we was listening to the Indy 500, and I said, you know, one of these days I'm going to go to that race just to say I've been there. And he said, well, hell, you have been there. I said, what? He said, yeah, I had to change your shitty diaper too. Right in the middle of the Indy 500.
He
I
did. He
said,
took
well,
him every week.
I guess I've been there and just didn't know it.
And then working, what kind of work did you do?
I was a diesel mechanic, basically a field mechanic for a truck leasing company, and I just worked my way up from washing trucks in the alley to when they sold the company, I was the facility manager. And left there and I worked a couple of years at Peterbilt and 3 or 4 years at International, and then I spent 7, almost 8 years on the road with NASCAR.
I can't figure it out. You have to get Hunter to do
And
it.
so with
I
NASCAR,
retired
what was
after
the main thing you did when you were working?
I was
with
the
NASCAR.
DOT manager over the souvenir rigs. So I was over all the trailers and trucks and had to deal with the leasing companies and drivers and just everything make the wheels go round.
All right, so best NASCAR racer of all time is?
Dale Earnhardt.
Without a doubt. Number 3 forever.
26.
John Utchman, yeah.
Well, yeah, him too.
Yeah. John A. Utchman and Dale Earnhardt, my 2 favorites.
The first time I met Alton, I was working and he was in Rock Hill working but still living here. And I sold truck parts to the company he worked for, and I was the parts manager. And he didn't call, but one of his mechanics called and wanted to know if we had this certain item, and we did. And I brought it to him, and I had it in the back seat of my BMW. It was a big old, and I had a dress on because I was the department head and all that kind of good stuff. And I got out of the car, and the first thing he said to me is, "Are you married?" And I said, no, I'm not married. He says, "You want to go on a date?" And that was the first thing he ever said to me. And I said, "Sure." And we've been together ever since. And that's been, how old is Anna now? How old's Anna? That's how many years it's been. I met him when Anna was 1 month old. That's how I can keep up with them. But that's all he asked me is if you're married and do you want to go on a date.
Do you remember your first date? Where'd you go?
We went to the White Horse restaurant and had supper. And then I took him back to his hotel room and he tried to kiss me and I let him. Well, no, because I don't know, he must have been out of practice, is all I can tell you. He got that tongue a-going, it was like a roto-rooter. I said, "What the heck's wrong with you?"
You know that's going to be on television.
Too much info. What's my phone number?
They were pretty good size. Now, I just hit him on that little bitty one, but most of them was about like that one, hun. They were good fish.
And you caught 120?
We caught 127 3 days.
Yeah.
Elena, how many did your daddy catch?
No, not even a nibble.
In the past 6 months, how many did your daddy catch?
0.
How many times has Daddy been fishing in the last 6 months?
1,000 and
2.
gets nothing.
We and Andrew went.
I'm supposed to ask you a story time first.
Story time.
Yeah, so today's question comes from one of your sisters. You're supposed to tell us the story of why you have to put red embroidery thread in your underwear.
I know that one.
So my sister wouldn't wear them. My sister would take my underwear and wear them.
What kind of underwear were they? Tidy whities?
Yeah, my good jockeys with the pouch. Yeah.
And what did you do to make her so?
Yeah, I started putting red thing in mine, so I know mine from hers.
Well, why would you care if she wore your underwear if they were washed?
I didn't have that many underwear back then.
Oh.
I didn't have money like I do now.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, back then I didn't have no money. I only had 2 pair of underwear.
Oh, that would make it tough.
So you have a good Alton story to tell me?
Yes. After my first divorce, I moved in with Alton out here at the trailer, and we lived together for a while. So I was off work one day, and he was working, so I thought, well, I'll mow the yard. So I went to get the lawnmower from the corner of the trailer, and when I moved it, I saw a snake skin. Well, I got me a stick and got a hold of it and pulled it out, and I kept pulling, and I thought, my gosh, how big's this snake? I was starting to get scared. That snake was taller than I was, that skin was. And I thought, he is so afraid of snakes, I'm going to get him. So I pulled his covers back and laid it down his bed, which it was the full length of his bed, and had its head sitting on his pillow, and throwed the covers back up. And when he come in that night to get in bed and throwed that covers back, and that snake skin was in his bed, he was a screaming and hollering like a little girl. And he kept the snake skin and wrapped it around his old dresser that was Grandpa's. But some old woman up at work told me that there's a verse in the Bible somewhere, and I don't remember it now, that you open your Bible up on that verse and leave it open, and snakes won't come in your house. I come home from work one day, I told him about it. He had a Bible in his room open, the Bible in the living room open, a Bible in the kitchen open, and he went in my bedroom and got my Bible and had it laid on my dresser open. So he's going to make sure there wasn't no snakes come in that trailer. But it scared the tar out of him when I put that snake skin in there.
Okay, I got the recording on. I forgot to do this a minute ago, but I'm getting ready to start making my world famous hot dog chili. So I already put on the counter 6 pounds of ground beef, and now I have 3 pounds of ground pork that I'm going to put there with it, and I'm going to put the pork and ground beef. I'm going to ground all that together and get it ready to get in the pot and start browning. So I'll give you an update in a little bit. Okay, I got all my pork and beef mixed together, so I'm going to start browning it now. And since I have so much, I'll probably brown about half of it and drain it and separate it, and then I'll brown the other half and drain it and separate it. And then I'll put it all back in the pot, and that's when I'll start adding my salt, pepper, chili powder, secret ingredients. Alright, I'll check back with you later. Alright, I about got my first batch browned up, and just make sure. I cook with gas, so you have to cook everything, I say, low and slow on gas. But the biggest thing is when you're browning your meat, especially when you're doing pork and beef together, it's important just to kind of just keep stirring it around, and that way it breaks down real good. Kind of mixes together. That way you ain't got a whole lot of beef taste or a lot of pork taste. It'll stir it around, brown it up like this. It'll do real good. Alright, we're gonna drain this batch and we'll get started on the next. Alright, I've finished up my second batch. Got it all browned up good. So I'll take my first batch and my second batch, and I'm going to add them together, and then that's when the magic's going to start happening. When you put the salt and the pepper and the chili powder and the secret ingredients in it. And we're going to get that accomplished here for you today. Hot dog chili. Alright, I got my beef and my ground pork all browned, and man, we got a big old pot.
That's a lot of meat.
What I'm going to do now, we're going to start adding some salt. Probably this thing, tablespoon full starters. I really don't like measuring. I like to do everything by taste. Yeah, let's see. Let's start off about a half of this.
What is that you're putting in there? You didn't tell us.
That's just some chili powder.
Okay.
Get down south of the border. That's where you get your best stuff out of Mexico. Alright. About half of it in there. Throw a little bit of pepper to her. Just pepper it up, pepper it up.
Looks good. How long did it take you to brown all that meat?
I don't know, it took a while. I know growing up, you know, Granny, you get misbehaving, she just jerk you up by one arm. Now I know why they was so daggone strong, because you get to stirring this meat and stuff. Man alive, that's a chore. That's a big job. Stirring it, getting it worked in there. See what the color looks like. Kind of judge stuff by color too.
Yeah. And taste and color. Dampness. How damp is it?
It's kind of dry.
Yeah.
Kind of dry. I'm gonna have to add some water to it. This meat and pork, it cooked up good. It wasn't much grease at all. Matter of fact, it wasn't none. Because I like to have a little bit of grease to cook, especially the chili. That's where all the good flavor is in the fat and the grease.
Yeah, you really ought to use 80-20, and we couldn't find but 90-10.
Alrighty.
I think you need to add a little more water so it'll mix in good. Cook
Got
down
that
some.
chili powder and salt, pepper stirred in good. Secret ingredients, which can't tell you what it is.
No, we don't.
It's secret ingredients, so I had to put it in secret without nobody seeing. That's why it's secret ingredients.
And you're not going to tell us what that is?
No, it wouldn't be a secret if I told you.
Well, who told you?
Little birdie.
Oh, sure. That little birdie ain't in that chili, is he?
Could be. Alright, I think I need to get some water. Pour some water to her, and we'll let her cook down for a while and taste it in a little bit. So we'll check back in a bit. Let's check on the chili. Oh, look at that chili cooking. Got all them good flavors on top. Just a bubbly, bubbly, bubbly. Alright, I'm gonna give her a quick stir and we'll check on her in a little bit later. Okay, let's go check on the chili. Ooh, yeah. Alright. It's looking good. Gotta let her cook down about another hour. I'll probably cut her off and I'll put it in the refrigerator overnight. That way all the flavors will get locked in. And then I'll cook her again tomorrow. Probably about maybe another hour, 2 hours. I'll add a little water and cook it back down, and then she'll be ready to put on an old dog with no hair on it. All right, we'll check on the chili later. Taste test is next. Okay, Forrest, since my chili's done cooling off, getting ready to put it in the fridge. While it's cooling off, I'm gonna whip up something here for you. Oh yeah, get that in the skillet frying. You know what that is. Country boy steak. So I'm gonna fry up this country boy steak. Chili's still warm, and we're gonna throw together a country boy bologna burger. All right, back in a minute. Okay, I got my country boy steak fried up. I got me some homegrown tomato sliced up, and I did grow that tomato. I got me a Vidalia onion sliced very thin. Got a little chili left, it's still cooling, and we got a little bit of yellow mustard, and I'm going to build you a country boy steak sandwich, and I'll let you know how good it is in a second. You know, this is hard to film and build your sandwich all at the same time. One second. Just to have a little salt and pepper.
How good is it?
Good enough to make your tongue like you burn clam back in your head.
And your chili?
Good. Too bad Forrest wasn't here to sample. Y'all come back and see us.